Hi friends, welcome back. Today we will be discussing on the tablespace level data pump activity. Okay, this is very important activity as well. So if we talk about the the tablespace level data pump activity, then we are actually referring to the associated objects under the tablespace, because the tablespace itself is an logical entity and which is defined under the data files, as we all must be knowing. Okay, so if anyone wants to take the physical level backup, they have to refer rman and use the rman tool. If somebody wants to take the logical backup, that is the reason we are using the expdp, and eventually we will be using the impdp in future. These are the export data pump and import data pump, and these are the logical backups. Okay, so as table space is logical entity, so yeah, all the objects under table space will be backed up. Let's get started. So currently I am connected to my session as we always do, and check the process. Okay, let's check the process first. Let's change the environment variable. Everything looks fine. We will connect to the database. Let's check the pdbs. Everything is fine. PDB must be in read write mode. Okay, so make sure that is not mounted. Mounted means closed. In shutdown state, PDB must be in read write mode. Okay, now the important thing is the initial step will be, you guys need to actually create the directory. Everybody must be knowing about how to create the directory. Okay, so this is what the directory I have, which I created specifically for the table space. Creation of directory is done using mkdir and the directory name. Okay, so if you want to follow along, you have to create the directory under aura data pump. Okay, so that's how you can do, or you can create a table space subdirectory under any directory you wanted. Okay, maybe you have, let's say, root. Okay, so just create table space and it will be created under root, and then you can map it to the directory object. That's done. Now let's log in to using the SQL Plus, and let's change the plug. Let's check the pluggable database and shift to the pluggable database using alter session. PDB. Let's create the directory object. Directory objects, as we all must be knowing from the earlier lecture, or whoever is actually joining my first video, or whoever is joining this video directly, directory object is a object which is kind of a logical value, or you can say a value which resides on the table database. Okay, so whatever name we will be providing, that will be directly mapped to the physical location, which is this, so that we can refer during the expdp. Okay, so let's create that, create or replace directory, because we are currently in pdb. Okay, make sure you are in pluggable database. If you're not in the pluggable database and you try to run that on from the root container, it will throw the error. So make sure to take the table space backups from the pluggable database. Okay, create or replace directory, and directory name will be, I will say, data pump table tblsps. Okay, table space as, and then map it. I hope I am making myself clear about all these things. This is done. So our initial steps are completed. Let's exit out of this and let's take the user's table space backup. As we all know, the user table space will exist under the pluggable database. Okay, so you have already completed that part of creating the directory object under the pluggable database. Now you have to run expdp, and then you have to say what credential you will be using to take the backup. So I will be using system, and I will be connecting to PDB. Now this part is very important. So the connection string in the tnsnames.aura must be there, okay? So the local naming, otherwise you won't be able to connect. So this let me show you what I'm trying to say. So cat $oracle home / network admin tnsnames.aura, okay? So this one, if this PDB thing does not exist or PDB entry is not there, and you have just installed the multi-tenant environment, it will not be there, okay? So make sure, because there are two services running, as there are two databases, so you need to make sure that you need to enter the PDB entry as well. Services are mapped directly to the listener. If you actually run lsnrctl and check the status of the listener, you will see that the pluggable database is registered with the listener, but that does not mean that you can directly use the TNS names from here, right? This entry, the local naming, is not available. Okay, we must be knowing about tnsnames.aura. Okay, if you are playing around with Oracle database. Okay, so I hope everybody knows about tnsnames.aura and sqlnet.aura and listener.aura. Okay, so let's move on. So I'll run expdp system at pdb directory equals, I don't remember the directory what I created. Okay, and then table spaces will be users. I'll take one table space backup. Okay, and the dump file, this is important, as I actually always reiterate every time. This file is very important if you want to import it in the other databases, okay, on the other server. So you will just secure copy this particular dump file to the other server, and then you use the impdp to import it. In regards to impdp and other parameters, I will come up with a video and consolidate all types of settings in that as well. So don't worry about it. Currently we are just going through the export data pump, okay, and the general parameters. So dump file will be users tbl sps .dmp and log file is users tbl sps .log. Okay, let's run it. Let's enter the password. So it will back up all the tables available under the users. Okay, it will find the table created under the table space, okay, and it will back it up. Okay, so there is only one table and the master table. Okay, these two are backed up. I created this cot user and created a table under it, so those are backed up. Okay, in future, if let's say one table space, okay, or one table or one schema, right, those have, or let's say one table space and one table has multiple entries, right? Just table space has multiple tables, or one table has multiple values, right? Multiple rows. If you want to explicitly say that you don't want a particular table row, or if you don't want a particular table, then you can actually provide that in this particular parameter value, and then we can actually, you know, and we don't back up those, right? So I'm hoping you guys are understanding what I'm trying to say. So yes, so I actually meant to say about what you can exclude and what you can include in the parameter value in future if we are taking the table space and the table backup. The inclusion and exclusion depends on you while importing it. Okay, so let's move on. So this is done. Let's do the multiple table space backup. There is no difference. I will rerun this particular command. Everything will be same. Directory is same. It will be taking the backup to the same location, but I will be saying test. I have created a test table space. Okay, so I'll be taking that backup and I will be just naming it as test users and test. Okay, name cannot be same. Okay, otherwise it will throw the error. Make sure when you are taking different backups, change the names. Okay, so there must be an student table space, a table under test table space. It will be backed up. Yeah, so yeah, so that's how it's done. If by any chance you guys must have created indexes or views under a specific table space, right? There are multiple schemas, right? Those one will also be backed up. So if you have huge table under specific table space, okay, that table that particular table belongs to a specific user, that is schema, right? Those things will be backed up. So this is how it's done. It is clearly saying that there are a number of rows, okay, and how much time it actually took. This is a very small table under these two table spaces, Scott and this. Okay, so yeah, so this is done. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like my video, please subscribe my channel, please share with your friends and families, and hope you have enjoyed this video. Okay, thank you very much.